Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sagittarius season. Goodness me, it is so wonderful to be here. As always, I always enjoy these monthly newsletters and just offering you a little foresight and insight into what might be coming this wonderful Sagittarius season. And of course, giving a little sneak preview of some of the workshops that we have coming up as well. But first, I really want to talk about a couple of cosmic transits that are arriving right now, and one of which obviously has been the talk of the town, and that is Pluto going from Capricorn into Aquarius. Oh, I'm really enjoying how this is playing out and how this potentially could play out with the energy of Aquarius coming into that Pluto, the deep depths diving in to the shadows, the collective unconscious, because that's what Pluto offers us, right? And with that transit having happened in Scorpio season as well, it's kind of like a little double Pluto whammy, right? And I find it really interesting because when we look at collective shadow, which is what gets inspired sometimes with Pluto, we go from having this very constrictive, restrictive kind of patriarchal leadership boundary, structured Saturn influenced energy of Capricorn, which of course is incredibly powerful in many, many very wholesome ways as well. Oftentimes, when we look at some of the planets like Saturn or Pluto, we don't always tend to look at the beneficial ways of things, but Capricorn really brought us into that inner discipline. It invited us to look at where we have fear or unresolved trauma or unresolved issues around authority and things like that. But now I wonder how Aquarius is going to invite that inner rebel to burst forth, breaking out the box. So, yeah, I'm really excited for it. But some of the other things that we have coming up, which to me are really expansive, really joyful. And we're here with our wonderful Sagittarius constellation in the background because Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter. We have this wonderful, benevolent, expansive, opportunistic, fortuitous energy coming in. And there is really, to me, it feels like a really kind of like a bit of a kickstart of energy, like a ramping up as well. But it's quite funny because we have retrograde, right? Mercury retrograde happening. So we get that lovely little invitation of introspection and innovation, inner sight, right? Where we get to look at that. And I believe that's also in Sagittarius, Mercury. So it could be quite interesting to see how the expansive nature of Sagittarius season with a new moon on the 1st of December is met by the 3 weeks, usually it's 3 weeks or so, of a Mercury retrograde, also in Sagittarius, kind of expanding us, but then bringing us into our inner goals, into our inner expansion, into our inner process, where delays and slowing down needs to occur, but then the expansive nature as well. I'm really curious to see how that dance occurs. And a couple of things that I want to share, of course, we have Sagittarius that takes us all the way up to the solstice. And I'm so excited and humbled to be spending the solstice with 12 of you in Glastonbury this year as we do the Magdalene solstice in Glastonbury, so in Avalon. Thank you so much for everyone who is participating in that, because I look forward so much every time I ever get to make this incredibly sacred incense. It's so beautiful, it's so potent. Joseph, who is the alchemist behind the recipe of this, he's just been in Egypt recently, going back to the temples to get more sacred resin and incense created as it seeds every batch. So I'm so excited really about what's to come, because there is so much support for everyone from various different souls, various different people. And we really get the opportunity right now, and I think now more than ever, to tune into who aligns with us, which vibration is really opening us up, and which information we want to receive, because this is that Aquarian influence as well with Pluto. But the Aquarian influence in general, it is that technology, it is that age of information, that digital era. There is so much accessible to us right now. But I actually think that this is the time that we could potentially feel the most positive ripple effect from that, So I am just going to share really briefly a couple of workshops that are coming up. If they call to you to attend, then please feel very welcome, because it's always a joy to co-create with each and every one of you. But on the 25th of November, so just in a couple of days, we have the concluding workshop of Healing the Inner Child. So that's going to be piecing everything together, really joy-filled, really expansive, really fun. On the 2nd of December, we have an online workshop with myself, which is Creation in the Womb of No Thing. So this is on the 2nd of December, utilizing that beautiful energy of the new moon, of the expansive energies around, and that divine feminine number of the number 2 and 12. We're going to be delving into our inner creatrix and just really letting her birth whatever is ready within you, using that great cosmic mother, the cosmic void of Sophia, the great Sophia. Followed by that, on the 10th of December, I am in person in Lyndhurst. The beautiful Jackie White always offers the most wonderful hosting as she hosts the interactive in-person events where I directly channel. And if you've not experienced that live or with me in a one-to-one, it really is something quite special, and it humbles me to even say that. It humbles me to reflect upon the wisdom that comes through when interacting with each one of you in the audience. It's moving beyond words. There are always tears, and tears of bliss, tears of joy, tears of peace and grace. It is really difficult to describe what it feels like to offer this and to also be on the receiving end. It's always incredibly difficult for people to articulate back just how moved they were in that. So if it calls to you to be there, thank you so much for coming. It's only £10 a ticket, and you can get tickets on the door, but that's in Lyndhurst. And then finally, for Sagittarius season, I have the first of 2 workshops with the beautiful and wonderful Tim. We will be opening the Christ portal on the 12th of December. We're going to be working with the benevolent ones of Jupiter. We're going to be really engaging and opening, activating our Jupiter solar body. I am beyond thrilled about how this workshop is lining up and the energy that's coming through. You will hear more from Tim and I in one of his Friday updates just before then. I think it might actually be next week, so you'll hear from Tim and I more about that Jupiter energy and the beings of Jupiter that want to really assist you right now. But let's get back to some of the themes that are here. When we look at this run up from November through to December, it is the close of the year, right, of the Gregorian year. There's a lot of momentum that gathers. There is a lot of goodwill and joy. There is that Christed energy, that Seraphim energy. There is that Magdalene energy. All of this is very poignant, very prominent, very readily available to inspire and open hearts. It's a wonderful time, but it can also be challenging, because it draws to attention how connected we feel or how lonely we might feel, right? So it's also a wonderful time to be really mindful of how we connect with one another. And for those that perhaps are without family, or for those that perhaps have lost loved ones, or those who are experiencing solstice on their own, or Christmas on their own, or however is celebrated. Some people really enjoy it, of course. And some people, it's more of a melancholic feeling. But what I love about this time of year is that it's the only time of year really that everyone remembers to have a little bit more patience, a little bit more love, a little bit more compassion. And if only we could be like that with each other every day of the year, But it's wonderful because that is really offered to us. And that support from the Seraphim, from the Christ light, is offered to us this time of year to really support us. So allow yourself to smile to the world and see the world smile back. Allow yourself to reach out to those who perhaps need that reach out. Doesn't matter what comes back, but if you feel it in your heart with the truth and the love and the alignment of who you are to reach out, reach out. Granted, it can also be challenging this time of year for those with families that are perhaps have a little wounding within. And with this day and age that we are in, it is the norm that families are not really that whole right now. We're learning how to love one another unconditionally. We're learning how to be the parent to our child and how to be a sibling. And we're learning all these things. And in order to learn, we must experience the contrast, right? Because the contrast brings the clarity. And without the contrast, we don't have anything to validate the clarity, and vice versa. Without the light, we have nothing to validate the dark. So it does go hand in hand, but it can be a really challenging time for those with family dynamics that are a little bit tricky. And once again, only you know what is right for you and how you should be spending your space and your time. But if you do anything, look after you. What does your body need? Does it need rest? Does it need good food, liquid? Does it need some nature, some air, some movement? What does it need? Give it love on which to feed. Of course, as always, I have some wonderful crystals in right now. And they're actually going very quickly. I haven't even advertised them, and over half of them are gone. So if you're looking for any stocking fillers, I'm just going to show you really quickly what is left here. So I have some wonderful little dragons. These are really cute, really tiny, only 25 each. If you get a couple, I'll do you a little discount as well. But these little dragons, I have four. No, I don't. I have two, two rose quartz left, two clear quartz, two obsidian, and one aventurine left. So these are great little stocking fillers for anyone that is ready for their first little dragon. I do have some slightly bigger ones, which are scenic quartz. These are really beautiful. I have five left of these. These are a little bit bigger, a little bit more expensive because of the intricate patterning. But once again, great stocking fillers. These are on 60 right now. And amethyst skulls, a really impeccable, beautiful coloring and light with loads of beautiful little inclusions. I only have 5 of 12 left. So if these call to you as well, jump in quick because they will be gone very soon. And in the spirit of Christmas and that seraphim energy, we have larger skulls that are angel aura and larger dragons. These are a little bit more pricey, but they are so beautiful. And they carry the rainbow ray, they carry the seraphim energy, they are attuned to the Christ and seraphim. So if you are looking for that seraphim connection, perhaps one of the skulls or dragons is for you. I have only, at the point of recording this video, 6 of each left out of 12. So drop me an email at crystals@aliceheath.com if any of those call to you. But if you've stayed for the length of this video, then well done, because your attention span is likely longer than most. And I will just say that there is a meditation that I've done for Sagittarius season. Feel very welcome to jump in on it. If you are on my email list, you'll have seen it before anyone else anyway. And I'm also really excited to have launched, finally, a wonderful monthly Zoom call, which is the 3rd Monday of every month. This is intended with the endeavor to help us bridge our consciousness, come together in community, share wisdom and connection. So every 3rd Monday of the month, we gather for a meeting of hearts on Zoom. There is a Facebook group as well for those that are in that monthly subscription. And you also get discount on crystals. So if it calls to you, thank you for those who jumped in straight away. I look forward for our first Zoom call, which will be in December on Monday the 16th. But until then, my Facebook group is going to have preview content and longer video content in it versus what you see on my public page, which is where you're watching this. So do have a little look. But for now, I feel like that is much enough said about the energies of Sagittarius, of the Mercury retrograde coming up, of the solstice coming up. When we, of course, get closer to the solstice, I'll do a Capricorn video, which will go into the end of year in January, and that is going to be truly exciting. But for now, if I don't see you on one of the workshops, maybe I'll see you in a live appointment. And if not, then I hope to see you soon somehow, somewhere, likely in the beautiful astral starry realms. So much love to each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your light. Thank you for showing up. I think just thank you for showing up says it all, really. So much love to you. Bye for now.